Hello guys, from today onwards we are starting with another new session which is like a AI with Playwright and also like AI with JavaScript and TypeScript, and also like along with that we'll like learn also like side by side AI. So here so if I can talk about Playwright with JavaScript. So basically we are going to learn Playwright with we are going to do the Playwright with TypeScript. So before learning TypeScript we should understand the JavaScript, how it is working and all. So it's basically a JavaScript which is like a we are following the strict types. So that is why the TypeScript came in picture. So we will understand what is JavaScript and TypeScript, why it matters and all. So it is a dynamically typed because if I can tell an example here only, let a is equal to 10, and in next line I can just type a is equal to name we can give. So we can initialize reinitialize with a name even though that primary whatever the type is not mentioned. So we can, it's a JavaScript is a very funny language, so we can modify the variables. It is not following any variable or type, it is not mentioning it which type it is following. So that's why it is a dynamic type, but dynamically typed, and it is a statically typed. So if I can go with a JavaScript, so we need to write like let a number is equal to 10. So in this case we will not be able to modify this one. So that is why it is a statically typed, but a JavaScript is a dynamically typed. So that is the difference, and we can't reinitialize this a as a equal to any name. We can't give here name, so that is string we can't pass here. So that's why this is a strict in type, but here it is a dynamic in type. And TypeScript catches the errors during the development, and JavaScript is like a interpreter, but like it is also compiler. So that we'll going to discuss in next in following lecture itself. But just understand it is a dynamically typed and it is a statically typed, and error it found in a runtime, and here error found in a compile time. And no type checking, here type checking is there, and good for small project, and it is a best for the large project. And less IDE support, excellent IDE support here. So first we're going to understand the history of the JavaScript. So it was created by the Brendan H. So he's still alive, guys. He's not dead. So he's still alive. So if you can see who he is, so this guy who has like invented the JavaScript, so he's still alive. He's not dead. So he's of 65 years old, and he developed this one at a age of 90 at a year of 1995. So it was developed in a 1995, and it is developed within a 10 days. Earlier it was named as a Mocha, and again it renamed to LiveScript, and post that it finally named it as JavaScript. So basically JavaScript is not related to any Java. Okay, so it's just like a how I can say, like a, if someone is in our school or something, if someone is like following some fashion, and some other people will copy that one. So same thing, if something is in trending, like Java at that time it was trending, and JavaScript that was named, and it was get influenced by the Java. So that's why they just named it as JavaScript. Okay, so there is no relationship between the Java and JavaScript. And what is JavaScript? A website is built within a three core technologies. One is HTML, second is CSS, and third is JavaScript. So HTML basically it will structure the web page, and what content it should be visible. Those all the things it will be decided by HTML. CSS will define the styling and appearance, how the color will look like, and what all the dimensions. Those all the things will be decided by the CSS selector. JavaScript basically will decide the behavior of an application, like behavior of a button after clicking, where it should redirect and what should happen. And if I'm entering some data in that input file, input for like input button input field, so that will be decided by JavaScript, and it will basically validate the interactivity. So that is what the function of JavaScript. So there are like various features of JavaScript that we are will see in this points, like where it will run. Originally it was JavaScript was designed to run on a web browser, and now like also it can be run in a different servers like apps mobile apps, desktop application, and even in a IoT, internet object, like IoT is full form of, it's internet of things. There also it utilized, and it all possible because of this Node.js, via Node.js. So this also we'll discuss in later in this same lecture. So core feature of this JavaScript, it supports the object oriented, functional, and also like event driven programming styles. Event driven means if anything is happening, like if any click action or something is there, so then event will be performed, so that will be done by this core feature of that JavaScript. And it is dynamically typed. There is no like a restriction in the typos, and also like meaning you don't need to declare any variables type types explicitly here. So that is the one core feature. And Java is not a event driven. Java is not a event driven, guys. So Java is a object oriented language, but here JavaScript is a event driven programming language. And the DOM structure, like for the DOM, so we can manipulate the DOM structure, which is document object model, by the help of JavaScript, and it can allow dynamically changing of the web page element content, and also like structure, styling, all those things we can be updated or manipulated by the JavaScript. And asynchronous, it's a asynchronous programming. It supports the asynchronous operation like callbacks, through callbacks and promises, and also like async or wait, and making it efficient for a task like API calls and file handling and etc. And ecosystems, like it has a massive ecosystem of library and frameworks such as React, Angular, Vue, and also like it supports the supported by the npm npm package managers. So universal adoption is there. So JavaScript is most widely used in programming language in the world. So basically, like if any front end is getting developed, or like back end is getting developed, so that all the things can be happened in the JavaScript. Front end can be developed by JavaScript, back end can be developed by JavaScript, and also like script to run on that can be written by the JavaScript. So it's a universal adoption. Java and again, like Java language has no relationship with the JavaScript. And if you are this one we have already discussed, like a Java is a very strict rule. So if we are declaring it as int a is equal to 10, we cannot redeclare a is equal to Amrut or any string. So that is like 100%, there is a type validation was there, and it will not allow us to modify the type. But JavaScript is not like that. If we are declaring it let a is equal to 10, then we can again reinitialize that to another string and all. So that can be done by the JavaScript here. And just we have discussed about a TypeScript, how it will be. And here basically like a JavaScript plus TypeScript, type is equal to TypeScript. Okay, JavaScript plus type is a TypeScript basically. So this also we have discussed. HTML, it will check like what you want to like build on a website, and how it will be built. It will be like styling of the web application. And JavaScript will check the behavior. And we'll discuss like a JavaScript is it a compiled or an interpreter. So what do you mean by compiled or interpreted? Like for this we'll basically take an example of cooking. So if you guys are like having a book, so that book you are reading first. So cooking recipe book you have, and that you will first read and then cook in one go. So that is called as a compiled. So but if you are referring this cooking recipe book, okay, and then by reading, read one line and execute one line cook, means if you are reading one line and doing performing action of one line, so that is mean by the interpreter. So this is like a compiled. Okay, and this is like a interpreter. But JavaScript is both compiled and interpreted. How? So earlier the legacy JavaScript which was there, so that is supporting only interpreted, like it is executing the code line by line, so there is no compilation. But modern JavaScript, it was it was using the JIT, like Chrome, Firefox, Edge, Safari, those all the things are using the JIT, which is called as a just-in-time compilation, which combine both approach. So compiled means converts the entire code into the machine code before execution. Interpreter is a executes the code line by line. So starts by interpreting the code, then compiles the frequently used code into the machine code for a better performance. So this modern JavaScript, for better performance, it was using the JIT for, in order to, if we are running the same code multiple times, it will remember the code and then it will start executing it without knowingly. So here what will happen, interpreter means it will execute the line by line. So once you cook same food for 2 to 3 times, then you become master in cooking the same food. So you take less time to prepare for next time onwards. So this is how the GIT will work here, and it will improve the performance basically. So if I can say C language is a compiled, so print log, so then what it will happen, source code, compiler, then machine code, and run the program. So Word JavaScript is basically, if I am printing the console.log and console.log word, read line 1 execute, read line 2 and then execute. This was the flow. But after that modern JavaScript JIT, so if you are running like this, then what it will happen, JavaScript code, first it will execute line by line, frequently used. If it is frequently used for second time, then we will use this JIT compiler, it will convert into machine code, then it will be a faster execution. So this is how it will be work in real life. So this is a real life example, which a recipe example we took. JavaScript is both compiled and interpreted, and modern JavaScript uses engines like Chrome's engine, which is V8 engine, uses a just-in-time compilation, and they initially interpret the code, identify the frequently executed part, and compile those into the optimized machine code and execute them in a faster way. This provides both flexibility and also a high performance. So that is why the JIT come in picture. So execution wise, translate to machine code before the execution, compiler and interpreter will execute code line by line. Speed will be faster, slower because it is executing line by line. And portability, platform specific, here it is a more portable. And development cycle is longer here, here it is a shorter. And error detection, it will be in a early stage, it is in a runtime, which is a late state. And memory wise, it's a more efficient, high memory usage it will be. And here the compile, it will be C, C++ and Rust and Go. Here it will be Python, JavaScript and Ruby. Now it will be a JavaScript is also part of a compiled language, less flexible, more flexible. And here optimization, it will be compiler optimized code and limited runtime optimization for the interpreter. So this also we have discussed, like compile time and runtime, how it will be. JavaScript is primarily a runtime interpreted language traditionally, but in modern JavaScript it was using the JIT, so which will be running by the browser's JavaScript engines. And simple term like JavaScript is a runtime and JIT compilation internally for a performance improving. So each and every browser has their own engine, JavaScript engine. Like if I can say like Chrome browser, V8 engine it has, developed by the Google. Microsoft is a V8 engine, uses V8 engine developed by Google. And Mozilla, they are using their own JavaScript engine, which is SpiderMonkey, developed by Mozilla. Apple Safari uses a JavaScript core, their own engine, Apple. And Opera uses a V8 and like Bun, it's a JavaScript core own by the own technologies. And Internet Explorer, which uses a Chakra, which is developed by the Microsoft itself. So JavaScript basically compile by using the V8 engine and convert it to the machine code, because that computer understand the machine code. And let me clear you, earlier JavaScript was only available in a browser, but after 2009 it was like Node.js was introduced by the Ryan Dahl in 2009 and is built on a Google Chrome's V8 JavaScript engine. Basically, Node.js is an open source and cross-platform JavaScript runtime environment that allows you to run the JavaScript outside the web browser, primarily on the servers. So basically, like it was earlier, V8 is running in a browser. So what Ryan has done, so he just pulled out V8, and for that he has created a Node.js. So in this, that V8 was built, and because of V8 which is there in a Node.js, so he just pulled out that one V8 from the browser, and now this, by installing Node.js into your system, so you can run the JavaScript in your machine, server, on wherever you want. So Node.js is just an application that extends the V8. So feature of Node.js is like a server-side JavaScript, allows the JavaScript to run on a server, but not on a but not just on a browser. Why just browser has a fun? So we can have the fun in our servers as well and in our local as well. So V8 engine uses the Google fastest V8 engines for the high performance and non-blocking IO, handles the multiple requests asynchronously without waiting. So earlier like a non-blocking. So earlier are the blocking IOs are there, like if you are clicking on any of the button or something, so you need to wait until like that loader will come and all. So those are the old browsers and all. So those are the blocking IO, but non-blocking is basically like it can handle the multiple requests asynchronously and single thread. So these are all the things we'll discuss, like npm is a node package manager, world's largest ecosystem of open source libraries, and it is a cross platform, like it can run in a Windows, Mac OS, and Linux and all servers. So that we have already discussed, like it is a cross platform. And how we can install the Node.js? So basically, it is a very simple one. So if you want to install the Node.js, like you can just go to this link, download by Mac or like by the like Windows. So you can switch to the Windows if you want to like download the window, so that you can just download this, or you can run the commands also. So that is totally fine. To write the code, like normally we need a notepad or like simple, like you can download the Visual Studio. So as we are going to learn the AI in this parallelly in this series, like Playwright learning series, so we are going to use a Visual Studio, and along with that we can use the command code, so which is a AI. So this is just a 134 rupees per month plan. So you can just go to this AI billing site, and you can just see this $1 ka package. So you can just buy this one, so which is like cost of 150 rupees per month, so which is a cheaper version, and you can use this very easily in a VS Code. So that's the reason, like if you have the any other options like GitHub Copilot, who is rich, and also like you can use the Codex, who is ultra rich, and Cloud Code, that also you can use. So if you are rich people, but for people who can't afford like me, so those people can use this $1 package of open command code. So you can just go to this command code.ai and log in and go to the billing session and buy this and use it for a month. So it is more than sufficient. It has a $40 DeepSeek V4 Pro, and you can use it. Okay, so I have just downloaded this one. So you just need to like, once I'll just close it and I will open. So once you open the new terminal, so you just need to type command code. Okay, so once you will run, this will be launched, and before this you will be having the yes or no, and just hit enter, and you will be ready to go here. If you are clicking on hi, so then it will immediately reply, hi, what work on today, what you are working on today. So this is like quite good for initial usage and all. So you can go with a command code, and it's not a promotion or something, guys. You can go with a any other tool also if you want, like you can go with the Cursor, Windsurf, and Hero IDE. So those people who can offer, but initial stage, like don't go with a advanced ADE like Cloud Code or Codex, Anti-Gravity, and Gemini Cloud. So these will be like later part. Once you will have the grip on the basics, then you can buy this advanced IDE, and you can work on that code level. So initial phase, like don't go with the advanced models. So you no need to use the directly chat option, and you need to do the vibe coding. So just for initial period, like if you are learning, so go with a cheaper model, VS Code with a command code, then you'll be good to go. Okay. So this is about how we are doing the setup and all. So Node.js we have installed, and IDE you have done installation. So then post that, like in VS Code, like how you are going to have that command code is just you need to go to the extension and command code. Just type this one, and you will be getting this option command code, and just install it. And once you will install this one, so you'll be having this option of command code, like not this one. So here you will be having this option. So you will be easily, if you are clicking on this one, this is ChatGPT and this is a command code. So if you are clicking on this, you can run with a terminal. This is an easy one you can go with. Okay. And then like the common usage of this Node.js, like for web servers and APIs, REST GraphQL, and for APIs and all, REST and real-time apps like chat apps and live notification and all, microservice architecture they will use, and command line tools like CLI. So there we can run, and streaming application, video or audio, and IoT, Internet of Things. Those all the things we can are the common use cases. And popular frameworks built on top of the like Node.js. So that is like Express.js, Next.js, and Nest.js, and Fastify, Socket.io, real-time communication, higher performance. These are like just other, like on top of that, which framework got built. That is the just idea. And Node.js is simple terms like JavaScript, V8 engine, and server-side capabilities. So this is what the Node.js. If you want to run the JavaScript, we are using the V8 engine and the server-side capabilities. So enabling the full stack development using the single language. What do you mean by the full stack development, guys? So full stack development is like front end is built on the JavaScript, back end is built on the JavaScript, and whatever the code you are writing to run is like validate, the script will be run in the JavaScript. So this is like a full stack development using the single language. So npm is a node package language. So npm, you can just go through this. Npm is a node package manager. So pnpm is like just a, these all are the like type of the npm itself, like so this is little faster in pnpm. And then other than that, one more faster was the package manager yarn. So this is one more, so which was built like they thought like it is a little slow, then that yarn was developed and they are using that one. And then bun came, which is like little more faster, so then bun was introduced. So this is they just like different types of the like one pizza is there, in that like Domino's is there and Pizza Hut is there, different pizza types are there. So that is a, it is a just a different types. Pizza is pizza, okay. So like that you can understand. And install Node.js, so you can do the installation in your Windows and Mac OS, that you can do. And here after installing, you just need to verify this node version, node hyphen version. So you need to go to the, so here we have a terminal. You just need to run this, so you'll get this version, what version, which version you have. So about 20 guys, you can use anything for node, okay. And once that is installed, you can also cross verify this npm as well. So 11.12.1, so that also get installed. So this is just after installing Node.js, you can just verify this too. Okay guys, like first you guys can do this installation of this npm and Node.js and IntelliJ, like any IDE you can install. And you can just for folder structuring part, like chapter 1 JavaScript basic, chapter 2 JavaScript concepts and all, like this you can maintain the folder structure. So in next upcoming lecture, like we are going to build the chapter wise the basics, what all things we can code here, and we are going to push that one by using the this EIO itself, we are going to push it to the our GitHub as well. So we are maintaining a proper repositories and all for the this whole series. So please guys, like, do practice in this manner itself, so it will be more clear, and you can push this code and you can showcase the code to the interviewers, and also like in your wherever you will be like introducing about yourself and all. So there you can just put your GitHub also, so they will understand like what all conceptual knowledge you have on the JavaScript and Playwright and all those things. So please maintain these things, and in next upcoming lecture we can discuss about more on the JavaScript parts. So keep learning guys till that, and see you guys in our next lecture. Till then, see you guys and keep learning.